One thing they do need to fix is how the quarterback.
Jay Cutler had like Brandon Marshall on his team at one point in Denver, and Alshon Jeffrey, and Jay Cutler sucks.
Yeah, but you gotta remember he doesn't have like a line and stuff. You gotta have a line that blocks
Yeah.
for him. No, I believe in Jay Cutler.
I do not. Matthew, is that you on the stream?
Yeah. I will not on your stream. I'm on the 49ers stream. I can't find yours yet.
Oh, it's you. No. And then I'm probably the other one. I didn't know you were on. Why the fuck are you watching my stream? It's you right here, Jordan.
Where's your stream at?
You and Matthew's trade go through?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, just wait. I'm not worried about it. I'm sure it'll
Me and
go
the
through.
Bengals might have to do the same. He has Watson as his quarterback.
Matthew,
What?
my live stream is going, so don't say anything stupid. Shit.
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to Madden 18 on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we have an offense that keeps itself on the field. The Saints are #1 in third down percentage, and they'll be up against a Lions team looking to shut that down.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 30 yards there. On first and 10, Stafford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Craig Robertson leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. This is Abdullah. Finds a seam inside the 40. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll run here. Abdullah. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Again, it's Abdullah. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out of Tennessee, this is Alvin Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Coming into the year, Breeze, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one, where the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Breeze hasn't looked back since. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive with Abdullah. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
There hasn't been much to crow about when we talk about defenders in New Orleans in recent years, but Cameron Jordan certainly is a guy that we should respect.
Is he what they will kind of build around on that line?
Yeah, they have to, because not only is he a good player out on the edge, can work inside a little bit as well, but it's his leadership and his passion for the game that they'll really utilize.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I know it's a cliche, and coaches always talk about it's a team game. We need all 11 to win. But let's face it, Detroit really needs Amir Abdullah to have runs like that all season long. Missed a lot of time with injuries, especially recently. Now, Theo Riddick wound up leading the Lions in rushing last year with just 357 yards. Back to throw, Stafford. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried? You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him that balance.
Yeah, he did. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Hey, kill. Under. Hey, waiting. He's got opposite.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 18 yards to pick up there.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah with a tackle for loss. Just think he's still learning the game of football. Didn't play a heck of a lot of it in his native country. And at BYU was just scratching the surface before he hit the NFL.
Yeah, from Ghana, where he really likes soccer and basketball. But football's okay for him, right?
Yeah, I think it's worked out very well. Drafted on potential. He's realizing it here.
It's complete to Fleener. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Saints were the best team in the NFL on third down last year. 49% conversion rate. Helps when you have Drew Brees back there.
It certainly does because he is just so analytical in everything he does. Goes through every progression on every snap in practice, so not much surprises him on game day.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He's throwing on second down. Eluding the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Ready. 95, 56, 95. Easy.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Hey, easy. Bring out. Kill.
Breeze now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. And Lutz's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it 1st and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
Reminder that coming up later tonight in the national window, we'll see the Giants travel out to Denver to take on the Broncos. And then tomorrow night, it's the Colts and Titans, an AFC South battle from Nashville.
Both of them have designs on winning that division.
And they begin the drive with Abdullah. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
He completes it to Abdullah. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Over the middle, complete. It's Tate. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. On 1st down, Abdullah. And Abdullah lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Brandon, I was fortunate enough to call Amir Abdullah's first start in college and his first start in the NFL with the Lions. And with the Lions, he turned the ball over in that first game. Fumbling was an issue in college, and it continued that way his first year in the NFL.
You mean you had a life before you met me?
Yeah, I didn't mean to bring that up. I wanted to keep that away, but...
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And no
return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So out now come the Lions. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Stafford on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Nick Fairley coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. To throw on second down is Stafford. His throw incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And it's third down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Third and long. It's Stafford. It's brought in left side by Tate. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 24 yards. Stafford gives to Abdullah. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They go with Abdullah again. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
On first down, Stafford here. This is screen to Abdullah. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. It's complete. Abdullah. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
On third down, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. From the red zone now, Stafford. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Stafford. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On second down, here's Breeze. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now. But he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's second down. Now Breeze. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. Skirts by him at the 35. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Kamara, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Shotgun now for Breeze. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block. On second down, Kamara. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. On the return, it's Tate. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Stafford down to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
To throw on third down. Stafford. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And it's taken in at the 9. He gets away from 1. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And tough starting field position here. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. He juked him. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of 2, now third down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Sammy! Ready!
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Elsewhere, a third quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
On second down, here's Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ken Crawley. And he's got some space here. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on 1st down. And break, the tight end's got it. And, a big collision there. He's hit and knocked backward near the 48-yard line.
When we talk about Harvard, you know we're going to talk about academics, but in this case, let's talk about a big year Cameron Brate had in 2016, the tight end.
Finished with 57 catches, 660 yards, and also 8 scores. And his throw is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. gives to Abdullah on the draw. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Stafford now on second down. A dump off for Abdullah. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. From the gun, here's Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he's brought down. 16 yards to the 16 and a first down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Second and 10, Stafford again. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Stafford looks to throw again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Breeze to throw on second down. And incomplete on the deep ball. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's 3rd and 4.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big play for the Saints on 3rd down. 49 yards. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
Ready. 5-5. Here we go. Break it down, fellas. Break it down. Gotta do better. 12. Sammy.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he lost the football, and the Lions have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. 2nd and goal from the 7. A 10th carry for Kamara. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
And this is where they say, put the game on our... And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Breeze now to throw.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case here. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And Detroit getting set to go now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st down, Stafford here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Stafford going deep for Benjamin. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Kelvin Benjamin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Now Prater to add the PAT. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, Everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He finds an opening past the 40. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Fresh set of downs here.
Ready. We waiting. You'll kill. 13. Ready. Ready.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Miles Killebrew with a pick. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
He goes underneath to Abdullah, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a second down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. To throw on second down is Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Stafford on third down. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, it's Kamara. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The Saints on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They run it again with Kamara. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Around the NFL, fourth quarter right now in Atlanta. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. Now a first down throw, Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I remember Coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Stafford. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Nick Fairley in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now it's Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final two plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's caught. Jones. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They'll get 23 yards there. To throw is Stafford. And it'll be first down Detroit. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And this looks to probably be the final play. One last throw here for Stafford. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. They've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for New Orleans, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now.
There's still 11 people watching. You just gonna cut that off without saying bye to everybody?